On today's show, Benedictine monks share a centuries-old tradition. They harvest liquid gold alongside college students.
Learn a lot in a hurry.
One weekend of fun goes to the birds. Warblers, to be exact, as people try and catch a spring peak.
We want the sweetness.
And Laura Schara whips up a tasty recipe for your next catch.
All right.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill, Millie and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
Ah, spring. It's maple syrup season. It is one of my favorite times of the year.
It is, and my dad, Ron Schara, found an old storage sugar shack on a local college campus that dates back to 1942.
In the heart of St. John's campus lies a sweet spring tradition. A tradition that spans 83 years, involving students and monks working side by side. Today's task is harvesting liquid gold, otherwise known as, well, you guessed it, maple syrup.
Then we have to know how big the tree is.
The happy kingpin of this syrupy task is Brother Walter Kiefer,
Good morning. Welcome to St. John's Sugar Bush.
a role he's played for more than 63 years.
I think we're at 564 jugs or gallons right now. When you figure it out, it's over 600 jugs that we've done this year.
He loves it. I mean, he's been doing it a long time. It's fun to be around.
Me, but I also love to be outside in the spring. Tromping the woods was my recreation when I was a prep.
The production of Monk's maple syrup began in 1942 during World War II due to sugar shortages. Today, the syrup making is a community-focused tradition.
There's a lot of people that like to cook, some that like to collect, some that like to fire the stove. So it's really neat. All these different people come together to make a sweet product.
Just some of the people that you would not normally associate with, being a monk in the monastery.
Today's tree tappers are not only volunteers, but students. Part of Outdoor U, a department within the university that started in 1997.
Let's take advantage of this resource to inspire and kind of connect the next generation to our natural world.
Although the outdoor program started out small,
So again, we need that freeze-thaw cycle.
now thousands of students have taken Outdoor U. The goal is simple: provide outdoor opportunities, especially when the tree sap begins to flow.
Some of the kids have never really been out of the metropolitan area. They've never seen outdoor stuff.
Remember, we tap, don't pound.
I think it's very important for them to see.
You tap a tree on the south side and it just explodes with sap, and you just see the group just come in, and their just eyes are big, and they're just it's just like this whole new world that's opened up for them. There's about 120 acres here that is primarily sugar maple that we tapped.
The St. John's Sugar Shack is itself a lesson in patience.
Do you smell that? You can smell the sweetness coming in. Good question. So typically about 10 gallons of sap per tap.
And all good things take time.
So each tap will give you this much syrup. Con, are you going to lead the tasting of that? 23,000 gallons of sap that has come through the evaporator this year. there's the finished syrup coming off the finishing pan. So Brother Walter's now bottling. Yep, he's keeping the bubbles to a minimum by holding it kind of sideways so it goes down the side of the glass.
Every bottle is special, of course.
Then he's going to get it all the way to the top there. 66, yep. It's sealed.
It's gold that can't be purchased, however.
So that's why it makes it extra special. Like, you can't just come in with $100 and buy a bunch of syrup. You have to kind of earn it or be a part of the process to get some.
One last lesson. Enjoy a sweet taste of spring, if you've earned it.
Coming up, binoculars and hiking shoes a must for this weekend of birdie fun. We head to Red Wing next.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Star Bank, Rapid Marine Family of Dealerships, and by Busch Light.
Do you know your water score? When it comes to your home's water, we know you may have questions. Whether it's city or well, find out what's in your water with a free water analysis. Treat yourself to cleaner, softer laundry, spotless dishes, and worry-free drinking water when you upgrade to Connecticut, the world's most efficient water treatment system, and save up to 25% during our Spring into Savings sale. Visit us online at Connecticut.com to find a dealer near you. Life is better with Connecticut Water.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush.
Time on the water is good for our families, our friendships, and it's good for our souls. That's why Rapid Marine remains committed to helping anglers and boaters get on the water and stay on the water. At 4 convenient Minnesota locations, their professional sales team and service techs are ready to handle all of your boating needs. Their showrooms are stocked with the state's largest inventory of new and used boats. At Rapid Marine, it's their mission to help you make memories on the water.
Ron Schara here. Just thinking about fishing, thinking about why Star Bank is our bank at Ron Schara Productions. You see, Star Bank is family owned, therefore you are treated like family. Call Star Bank, a person answers. Walk into Star Bank, they know your name. Star Bank is growing, now 11 locations in Minnesota. The latest is in Hancock and Stevens County. Yeah, Star Bank makes you feel good in many ways, just like a fish on the end of my line. Oh yeah.
Member FDIC. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer. Bush. Head for the mountains.
Each spring, birding fans make their way to the river town of Red Wing. They are searching for migrating warblers, the stars of the weekend show.
The sun's up now, it's more like morning. Okay, we'll self-select again. I'm going to go to Hoaxilla South. So if anybody is a beginning birder, if you would like to just learn a lot in a hurry, Chase is the person. This is called the Warbler Weekend. It began in 1972. He's right up here. We're actually celebrating all birds. We have 128 people, last I saw was the count.
This is the big time right now. It's the migration time. You might see 25 different kinds of warblers and you know, a number more of other species.
There's going to be 2 groups of us in Hoaxilla South. We're going to start along the river. This This is the warbler that pumps his tail almost constantly, so if you get the binoculars on him and it's at a far distance, you can really surprise people by knowing what that is. They're an early migrant. They go all the way up to the tundra, and they do nest in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. Anytime you're around water, you got a better chance for more diversity of all kinds of birds. Birds are hormonally driven, and that starts before they leave their wintering grounds. Some of the treetop warblers, like say Cape May or Nashville, will be right down at eye level because they're hungry or tired. What we're listening to is a rose-breasted grosbeak, and she's right. It has buzzy notes in it.
See what we see. But I was hoping to see a lot more warblers than we have.
It was a lot different in the 70s, in the early 80s particularly. There were many more individual birds. All the species are still here, but many fewer numbers. That's just what's happening in the natural world. But we still celebrate because Minnesota is lucky enough to have almost all the eastern warblers come through here, through the Mississippi Flyway. It's the most active time for birding.
Well, there's your goldfinch up here, everybody, if you want to see a goldfinch in all of its beautiful gold.
He's about 10 feet above that on the left side.
Oh, I see.
Exit the Y and then go up the left side.
We saw all kinds of birds. I mean, yellow-bellied and red-bellied, or what is it? Yeah, yellow-bellied sapsucker. Yeah, the red-belly, the hairy. Yeah.
Audubon is a very open. It's not a closed group. You don't even have to be a member. You can come to events. I would say good boots and binoculars, and
pretty easy.
And you're set up. If you go up to hikes on the North Shore, there are trails through the woods that are rocky and steep in some places, and close to the river here. This is good for people of all physical abilities. I hope more people will celebrate diversity and celebrate the natural world and care about it enough to ask other people to get involved too.
It's just fun to be around other people that appreciate birds.
Still ahead, a walk in a state park free of all mosquitoes.
Gotta bust out the blowtorch.
But first, Laura and Chef Jim whip up wild salmon with a twist.
Closed captioning provided by Flow Docks and Lifts.
Flow aluminum dock systems are made to bring time at the lake to a whole new level. You can create any layout you want and accessorize it for comfort and fun. They're strong, stable, safe, and they add a beautiful touch to your shoreline that will last for a very long time. Maybe it's time to join the thousands of other families that have turned their dock into a shoreline paradise. Maybe it's time for a Flow.
Hi everybody, today we're getting wild in the kitchen once again with Chef Jim Kinberg from Stillwater Country Club. And Chef Jim, I can see here we're making one of my favorites, which is salmon. How are we preparing this today?
We're actually doing a miso glazed salmon, so getting a little fancy with it, getting a little cultural with it, but it's delicious.
That sounds amazing. What are our first steps to getting started?
So obviously we gotta have our salmon, and there's a few key ingredients, one of them being that miso glaze, some toasted sesame oil, some really good soy sauce. We're just gonna garnish with some fresh chives and some toasted sesame seeds.
Salt and pepper to start?
Salt and pepper to start.
All right, let's do it. We have seasoned salmon.
Seasoned salmon, we've got a preheated cast iron skillet.
Flesh side down first.
In about 2 minutes, you want that nice dark brown. I know it's a high, hot searing temperature now, but we're gonna, as soon as we sear it and get that nice color, we're gonna shut that heat off, and then we're actually gonna transfer that into an oven for a nice slow roast so you get that really juicy texture.
What's in our glaze today?
So miso, if you're not familiar with that, it's fermented soybean paste.
It's the best.
There's 2 varieties you'll see a lot, white or red. White is a little sweeter. We're using that. We want the sweetness in there. There's actually a little sugar in there too, a little rice vinegar, and soy sauce. Next step, gotta bust out the blowtorch.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You'll see that nice char color. That's actually, good for presentation. That's gonna create some flavor as well.
Now we're headed to the oven, and the temperature is
225, so it's a slow roast.
How long?
Well, it's just a couple of minutes. It really is. It's gonna be less than 5 minutes, and it depends on how well done you like your salmon. Then a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, I think we're ready.
3 minutes. Look at that. That looks delicious.
Yeah, that feels really good.
All right, we're gonna garnish with a little sesame oil.
A little of that good soy sauce.
Now, you have a special soy sauce we're using, so this is just not your average soy sauce, right?
Correct. So that is actually a shoyu that's been aged in whiskey barrels. And just a little sprinkle of those chives, a little shake of those toasted sesame seeds. There you go. That's the dish.
Perfect. This smells so savory. I can't wait to dive in. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Miso glazed salmon. Here we go.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
This one is a do not miss. So good.
You gotta try this.
Nice job, chef.
Thank you.
Straight ahead, we go back in time to take a walk in this storied Minnesota park.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Crush City, Premier Marine, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
No matter how you do water, there's a Premier pontoon for you. Because Premier pontoons are the best riding, best built, and have the best technology in the industry, with countless floor plans to choose from and exclusive award-winning innovations like Revolution seating and Troll and Stow. So whether you're looking for your first pontoon or your next, look to Premier.
Up next, Ron Schara is headed to Bluff Country, a part of our state that the glaciers never quite tickled.
Whitewater State Park protects a beautiful piece of land old as time.
The last glacier to slide into Minnesota a few eons ago flattened everything but this corner. Today we call it Bluff Country.
And I think any Minnesotan that has visited the Blufflands realizes what a unique place it is. It's only 3% of Minnesota that looks like this.
Way back in 1919, Minnesotans decided to preserve a big chunk of these bluffs and valleys. They called it Whitewater State Park.
I think many Minnesotans dropped here in the middle of the Whitewater Valley and asked, are you in Minnesota? They would say no, because it is such a small area, and yet it's an area that's so rich in its life. In fact, it has more plants and animals, the richest biodiversity of any landscape area in Minnesota.
And what's not here in the Whitewater Valley is, well, some kind of Minnesota miracle.
Surprised about the no mosquito thing. That usually gets people's attention when you tell them there isn't any mosquitoes down here. If you see one or two or hear them buzzing in your ear, that's pretty unusual.
I have to admit that one evening I did see 3. Generally, though, you don't see mosquitoes. And the reason, again, it relates to the geologic history. Being that we don't have standing water. What rain falls either percolates through the soil and bedrock into the groundwater or flows into the rivers and is gone. So we don't have the standing water which mosquitoes need to breed in. In fact, I've been here 27 years now and have yet to use insect repellent.
Come on, fellas.
What's a trout angler to do with no bugs to swat?
Well, I'm kind of hoping to catch some rainbow or some brown trout. They stock rainbows in here. The browns tend to be more natural. They reproduce in this stream. When you get a strike, that little indicator thing can just be a real subtle little tick. It's real, oh, there we go. Just a really beautiful area. There's high bluffs and low valleys. The trout fishing is just incredible.
Incredible sums it up pretty good, and that goes for this thing. It's called the Elba Tower. Back in the 1930s, it was used to spot forest fires. Today, it's just part of exploring a park, all 132 steps.
We're still learning here in the Blufflands as to what really is sustainable land use. You know, how can we farm? How can we harvest timber? How can we do what we need to do here and yet at the same time keep the land healthy, the river healthy, and of course this all impacts the Mississippi River a short ways downstream.
It's just a great area of the state. It's just beautiful. There's a lot of different diversity, a lot of opportunities to do different things. Oh, no, not that time.
As state parks go, the Whitewater isn't easy to forget. It's where the trout bite and the mosquitoes don't.
Not a one. I haven't even heard one in my ear yet.
Great hiking down there, especially with all the elevation changes.
Oh my gosh, you'll burn calories.
Sure will.
Well, it's that time. We have come to the end of the trail. Hope you'll join us back here next week.
In the meantime, remember, introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Want to go to Whitewater?
She wants to go hiking.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.